Emperor Kōrei's reign 290-215 BCE saw governance from the capital at Ashiki, Mizurugi Palace in Yamato Province. This palace is identified with the area around present-day Sakurai City, Nara Prefecture. Princess Yamatohime no Makoto, daughter of Emperor Kōrei, is a significant figure, appearing in later Japanese mythology, and is considered deeply connected to Omiwa Shrine on Mount Miwa. Her legends are intertwined with Miwa worship, making it highly likely that the worship of Mount Miwa was established during this period. The general backdrop of this era saw the further spread of iron tools, used for farming implements and weapons. Simultaneously, archaeological evidence clearly indicates conflicts erupting across various regions. The increase in moated settlements equipped with defensive structures suggests intensifying regional rivalries and power struggles. This tale reflects the era of Emperor Kōrei, a story of conflict and negotiation. Chapter 1: The Storyteller's Memory. The evening bonfire dyed the ancient forest's darkness a vivid orange. The young people gathered around listened quietly. The white-haired old storyteller gripped his staff with his wrinkled hand, his distant gaze fixed on the past as he began to speak. Long, long ago, about 2,300 years from now, this archipelago was a world entirely different from today's. An era when lush primeval forests covered the land, wild seas embraced the coast, and tribes fought fiercely while also nurturing deep bonds. The old storyteller's voice wavered like the flickering of the bonfire. His eyes seemed immersed in distant memories. Our ancestors learned to survive within this harsh nature. The forest provided food, the rivers drinking water, the sea fish. But at the same time, this nature was unforgiving. Strength and wisdom were necessary for survival. The young people listened to the old storyteller's words, holding their breath. Chapter 2: Tribal Conflict. The land of Ashiboku, in the rich country. The heat of late summer scorched the earth. The Katsuragi clan's fortress, perched on the highlands of Ashiboku, was renowned for its defense system that skillfully utilized the surrounding terrain. The chieftain Anaho's chambers, bronze mirrors, ornaments, and intricate weapons lined the walls. Light streaming through the window illuminated his taut profile. A scout rushed into the chamber, young, yet possessing a well-trained physique. His eyes shone with tension. "Chieftain, I have urgent news." "Speak." "The Eastern Noble Alliance plots to invade our territory. Their intent appears to be seizing our water sources and fertile farmlands." Anaho exhaled deeply. In his hand lay the bronze dagger inherited from his father. That dagger silently spoke of the tribe's history spanning generations. Their forces? Approximately 300 warriors, armed with bronze spears and shields. Rumor has it the second son of the Mononobe clan, Takaru, is leading them. Anaho gazed out the window. The distant forests and mountains stretched out like silent witnesses, who had watched over their lands since ancient times. "We must not forget our ancestors' teachings," Anaho spoke softly. "War is the last resort. We must first seek the path of dialogue." The scout replied, looking slightly perplexed. "But Takaru is known as a warrior who favors resolution through force." Anaho smiled faintly. "That is precisely why we must possess wisdom." Chapter 3: Intertribal Diplomacy. The assembly hall atop the northern marshlands was a magnificent structure, its pillars hewn from giant oak trees and its roof thickly thatched with reeds. Representatives from each tribe gathered around it. A white-haired shrine maiden, clad in ceremonial blue robes, sat upon the high seat at the center. Her name was Kamimusubi, known as the Messenger of Amaterasu. Though over 70 years old, her eyes shone with the sharp brilliance of youth. The representative of Okunanushi, a powerful clan from northern Kyushu, spoke first. He was a middle-aged man of well-trained physique, a bronze-decorated dagger hanging at his waist. "Our tribe seeks secure trade routes. We wish to exchange the mineral resources of the eastern mountain ranges for our coastal salt and agricultural produce." The representative of the Yamato Takaru clan, from the Kinki region, nodded quietly. His garments were adorned with intricate embroidery, displaying his tribe's wealth and refinement. "Trade yields greater profit than war, but fair terms are essential." Kamimusubi's voice rang out, quiet yet powerful. "Tribal interests can only be safeguarded through mutual understanding and compromise. The gods have bestowed upon us the wisdom of sharing." The meeting continued as the sun began to set. Negotiations down to the finest details, bargaining, compromise. There was a deep human connection there, far beyond mere barter. Chapter 4: The Spread of Technology. The forges of northern Kyushu were the center of new metalworking techniques. brought from the Korean peninsula. The roar of the high-temperature furnaces, the clang of hammers striking metal, and the labored breathing of the craftsmen blended into a single rhythm, the pulse of civilization. The elderly blacksmith, Yasu, stood before about 20 young apprentices. His arms bore the scars of years spent forging iron. Iron is not merely a weapon, Yasu began. It is the key to unlocking civilization, precision, beauty, and strength. One of the young craftsmen, Hajime, raised his hand. Master, how will this technology change our lives? Yasu thought deeply, then answered slowly. Technology itself is neutral. What matters is how we use it. For destruction or for creation? It depends on our choice. He pointed to the red-hot iron in the furnace. This iron can become either a farming tool or a weapon. An axe can cut down trees and cultivate new land. The same axe can be used for destruction. The craftsman listened quietly, absorbed in the profound meaning of his words. Chapter 5 Between Myth and Reality. Around 250 BC, in the sacred forests, deep within the mountains of the Japanese archipelago, centuries-old giant oak trees stood silently, their branches reaching toward the sky. This place was a sacred site where the tribe's priestesses conducted rituals. The morning sun filtered through the trees, casting a mystical light upon the moss-covered ground. The chief priestess, Toyo, dressed in white robes, stood before the young priestesses. Her white hair seemed a symbol of wisdom and experience. Surrounding them lay intricate bronze ritual implements, sacred dyed textiles used in ceremonies, and ancient scrolls. The gods teach us the meaning of war and peace, Toyo began. Peace is always built upon the flexible preparation for battle. This is the wisdom of our ancestors. The young shrine maiden Michiko raised her hand. Her eyes were earnest and intelligent. War and peace, how can we reconcile them? Toyo answered gently, yet firmly. True strength lies not in military might. It is the power to understand and respect one another. Our role as shrine maidens is to foster dialogue between tribes and create harmony. That is the will of the gods. Chapter 6 The Passing of Seasons and Tribal Life. The land of plenty, the Ashikita Plains. Autumn's presence grew thicker. Golden rice ears shone brightly, heralding the harvest season. The Katsuragi clan's settlement lived by skillfully combining farming, hunting, and metalworking. Men engaged in hunting and blacksmithing, while women tended to farming, weaving, and the children's education. Izanami, wife of Anaho, taught the young women the art of weaving. Beneath her hands, an intricate loom moved silently. Cloth is not merely clothing, she said. It is the story of our tribe. Each thread weaves our history. Nearby, children played while elders busily repaired farming tools and crafted implements. Their lives were deeply intertwined with nature's rhythms. Chapter 7 Passing on Wisdom. At dusk, the village elders gathered the young people and began telling stories. This was not mere entertainment, but a vital ritual to pass the tribe's history and wisdom to the next generation. The elder storyteller recounted tales of their ancestors' great battles, their wisdom, and their coexistence with nature. The young listened intently, their expressions serious. Our strength does not lie in individual power, the storyteller declared forcefully. True strength lies in our ability to support one another, live in harmony with nature, and share our wisdom. Chapter 8 The Battle of Blood and Iron. In 230 BC, the plains of Ashikita trembled with the omens of war. 300 warriors of the Mononobe clan advanced upon the lands of the Katsuragi clan. As the morning mist lifted, warriors clad in bronze, spears and shields faced each other in a mountain valley. Anaho led 250 warriors, deploying his forces to exploit the terrain's strategic advantage. The enemy targets the water sources and fertile farmlands, a scout reported. The first arrows were released at sunrise. Bronze arrowheads sliced through the air, their sharp impacts against shields echoing through the valley. Fierce combat erupted. The Katsuragi warriors skillfully used the rocky terrain and ravines to resist the Mononobe forces. Takaru commanded the Mononobe army, launching bold attacks. His bronze spearwork was sharp, felling many Katsuragi warriors. The battle raged all day. Both forces suffered heavy casualties. Anaho himself bore a deep wound on his arm from a direct confrontation with Takaru. As dusk approached, the surviving warriors, utterly exhausted, exchanged glances filled with a mixture of hostility and respect. Anaho, though bleeding, had no intention of surrendering. Yet, a voice within him whispered that further fighting was pointless.